Hey guys, Paul Michael Kane here with another PMK photo tip and or trick. Today we're going to be working inside of Photoshop. And I had a conversation earlier this week with another photographer, and it was that burning question: is photography art? I firmly believe it is art. But it reminded me of a tutorial I saw, I think it was about a year ago, from one of the camera clubs I used to belong to. And I tried searching for it, but I couldn't find it. So I thought I'd recreate the tutorial. And it's all about turning your photography into a piece of abstract art. It's a little bit of departure from what I usually do, but I'm in an artsy kind of place right now, and I wanted to do this with an image that you see here on the screen, this red leaf. You want to pick an image that is high in both color and contrast, and that will make the end product, which we'll show in a second, that much more effective. So follow along. I'd love to see what you guys do with this tutorial with your own photographs. So comment in the section below or post to Facebook or whatever some of what you guys have done with this tutorial. All right, hope you guys like it. Let's dive into it. All right, so the first thing we want to do with this image is duplicate our background layer. That's Command Control J. We'll get you a brand new layer. We don't want to work on the background layer. That's a fallback position. We never want to work on that background layer. So we have this image that is high in both brightness and darks and colors. We want colors that really pop for this effect. So we're going to go to Filter. We're going to do a Pixelate and then Mezzotint. In the Mezzotint panel, you have a number of options. You have dots, lines, and strokes. And I think for this particular effect, yeah, I want to go with lines on this. So we get these nice, strong, horizontal lines running the entire length of the image. And you can see why I wanted those darkest darks and brightest brights and the real pop of color for this. We're getting a pop art looking thing to it. Right now it doesn't look like much at all, but it's a process. We're going to get there. All right, so now I want to apply a blur, and I want it to be a radial blur. In the radial blur, you'll get two choices. There's a blur method. There's a spin and then a zoom. We want the zoom, and we want to bump that zoom all the way up. And quality, we can leave it on good. We can go best. We don't want to increase the file size or the processing power. Good is fine for this particular image. We hit OK. Now we start seeing something happening here. Some really cool, like, painterly brush strokes. It's very, very neat. Now, there's still some noise from the image, from the mezzotinting. So I'm going to apply that same blur, maybe twice more. So I'm going to just simply hit Command or Control F, which will reapply that filter you just used, and hit it once, and then maybe once more. Yes, now we're getting some nice smooth lines here. I'm liking this very much. At this point, we want to make a duplicate copy of this. So I'm going to hit Command or Control J again. So now we have two copies. And this is where it starts getting really fun. On one layer, we're going to go to Filter. Let's go to, what was that under? Filter, Distort, Twirl. Now you can see where I'm going with this. We can twirl this thing to some great effect. And let's see, let's go with something like that. Let's see what that looks like. It's a bit too much. So let's do that again. We'll go to Distort, Twirl. We're going to back that way down, right to about here. Hit OK. Yes, it's a little bit more subtle. We're going to go to that second layer, do the exact same thing, but this time we're going to go in the opposite direction. We'll go right about right there. And we'll do that. Now, it doesn't look like much of anything has happened because we still have that first layer turned on. If we get rid of that layer, you can see we have two opposing twirls. Now, we're going to switch the blending mode of the topmost layer to, let's start with lighten. Now we're starting to see some really cool effects happening here. We can, with our blending mode selected, you see that blue highlight around there, we can use our up and down arrow keys to cycle through our blending modes to see if there's any other desired effect happening here. I happen to like lighten. Ooh, I like screen even better. With the screen, we're seeing a little bit more of the lines behind Now I'm torn. But it's digital, so we could actually do both if we wanted to. I'm going to stick with this because I like the way some of the lines appear on top and some of the lines appear underneath the opposing swirl. I like that very much. All right, so now I'm going to flatten these two layers. And then, just like in photography, there are rules to art. And right now we have this placed right in the center. That may be well and good for anybody else, but we want to reposition that. We're going to just crop it so that blur maybe happens on a slight angle and off center a bit. I like that very much. Okay, so now we could take this further. We can go into lens correction. We can darken our edges with a vignette. We can darken these a bit, change our midpoint. Very good. We can create another layer underneath that layer. Let's see. Let's simply create a white layer underneath there so we can create a little bit of a canvas for our fine art here. We'll do this. We'll drop it up here. We'll give it a little drop shadow. Let's see. We'll spread it out just a little bit. We'll darken our drop shadow slightly. Actually, I think I like it in the center. Yeah, I like that. And then we can, let's see, we can even just drop this right behind there, make it a little bit bigger, and drop the opacity of that way back. Right about there. And I think we're done. I think that's a really cool, effective piece of abstract art created from your photography. It just sparked, is photography art? That's a question you have to answer for yourself. I think it is. I think we did something really cool with this. Actually, what happens if I take this canvas and rotate it, giving it a little bit more of a visual contrast up here, down here. I love this. Absolutely love this. I want you guys to play with this. Do some images of your own. Find some really high contrast images and show me what you guys are doing with this. So I do hope you enjoyed that tutorial, and I do hope I get to see what you guys do. And in the meantime, I'd love for you guys to check out Lightbox photography cards at lightboxphotocards.com. 52 photo challenges in a deck of cards. We have the brand new macro edition shipping any day now, and in March we're going to be launching the brand new cellular edition. So all you guys who love to shoot with your cell phones, which I am one of those, will have a deck of cards dedicated to cell phone photography. So I'm very excited about that. Do check it out, lightboxphotocards.com. And as always, if you need to get in touch with me, drop me a line at paulmichaelkane.com. Thank you guys again for watching the tutorial. I hope you really enjoyed it. I absolutely love this piece. I might make that my new desktop background. You guys take care, and we'll see you soon.